in your beautiful school. It's a great privilege for me and a joy to meet the brightest and the best students in Montenegro. And also they tell me the brightest and the best teachers. But you would know more about that than I would. Round of applause from the teachers there. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about anything. You know, maybe not problems with your boyfriend, you know, that's not really my field of expertise, but I'll try it, I'll do my best. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about my career or your future careers. And I'm happy to answer anything that you may have to ask me. The one thing that I would say to you, the one bit of advice that I would give to you, that I wish someone had given me when I was your age, is always believe in your dreams. Always believe in your dreams. You know, I come from a very poor family. My dad sold fruit and vegetables. There's absolutely no sane reason why I should expect to be a novelist, an author, a journalist, someone who sells books all over the world. There's no reason. The only reason that it was possible was because I had a dream and I never stopped believing in it. So never let anyone discourage you from your dreams, and you will conquer the world. I promise you. So anybody have any questions?
They all have.
Yep. Yeah, the young lady there. Yep.
Hello, Mr. Parsons. It is really good and great to have you here in our school today.
Thank you.
We all know that you started your career within the music industry, and that some of the interviews really helped your career and contributed to your popularity. So we wanted to ask you if you sometimes found inspiration in those music artists that you interviewed.
Yeah.
In your life.
I definitely drew inspiration from the some of the figures that I wrote about and some of the people that I knew. A lot of them died recently. A lot of them have died in recent times. David Bowie was someone who I wrote about from a very early age, and I was privileged to become a friend of, to call him my friend. And what always struck me about David Bowie was how hard he worked. He worked so hard, even when he had problems, even when he had problems with divorce, with drugs, with his health. He worked so hard, you know, and his incredible creative period. He was making sometimes a great album a year, sometimes even two. So what I learned from him, what I learned from Bowie was, well, the way he treated people was very good. He was a very kind man. He treated everybody with decency, even people that couldn't help his career. But he showed me the importance of hard work, that it doesn't matter how creative you are, it doesn't matter how many natural gifts you have, it doesn't matter what gifts God has given you. It doesn't mean anything unless you align it to hard work. You have to be prepared to work harder than everybody else. And I learned that from him. So yeah, they were very inspirational figures to me, those musical artists. Yeah, anybody else? Yeah.
I would like to ask you, is there anything you miss about the lifestyle of the fine journalist who interviews celebrities like sex pistols, talking heads, the Clash?
No, I don't really miss anything about. I'm not a nostalgic person. I think it's best to kind of look forward, to live life looking forward than looking backwards. Many of the people that I worked with look back on those wild days as the good old days, you know, but I'm happy now. To me, this is always the best time. You know, I've got a 15-year-old daughter. I've got a great career. You know, I get to come to Montenegro as part of my job. You know, I get to meet you guys. So this is a fantastic time for me. So I don't miss anything about it. It was a great privilege to start my work as a journalist in those days, but it was also a very wild time. There were a lot of drugs around. A lot of people that I loved ruined themselves with drugs, killed themselves with drugs. And so I remember the golden times and the good days, but I also remember the darkness. And so I'm happy to leave it behind. But it was a privilege to do it, and a good way to start a career. But I don't miss it at all. Thank you for your question. Anybody? Young man there, yeah.
do you think about punk ideology being against the authority, and especially the Queen those times?
Well, I think that the Queen has lasted longer than Johnny Rotten. So I think, you know, you have to give credit to Her Majesty for that. You know, that stamina is important. You know, a long life is important. Doing good work for a long time is important. I think the thing that was valuable about punk is there's nothing wrong with questioning authority. There's nothing wrong with making up your own minds about things. There's nothing wrong whether it's politics, culture, anything. You know, I try to the one thing I try to teach my 15-year-old daughter is think for yourself. Think for yourself. Think, you know, learn that independence of thought. And I think that that's a very powerful thing to carry with you through life when you hear something, when you're told something, and you question it. You question it. Not mindless anti-authority, not just anarchy for the sake of it, but making up your own mind about everything. You know, having a mind that's trained enough to say, well, that's what they think, but what do I think? So I think that never goes out of style. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Young lady there, yeah.
Is there an interview you're especially proud of?
Anything I'm proud of?
An interview you've done?
No, when I started, I left school when I was 16. So I had no training. I had no formal training as a journalist. So I don't really feel a lot of pride in the early stuff I did. I feel more ashamed that it was so bad. You know, I was not. The first time I went on the road with a band, the musician had to tell me to turn my tape recorder on. You know, because I kind of was. So that's how useless I was. But I got better. And I think. You know, I worked hard at it, and I understood that I had a long way to go, and I had a lot to learn. And I think if you can appreciate the gaps in your knowledge, then you're on the way to bridging it. If you know what you've got to work, I think I did great interviews with David Bowie. I think, but he made it easy for me, you know, because he was a very open man. He was a very articulate man,